פשוט שיונר, לא פחות ולא יותר, קצת נחמד, קצת נבזה, זה הכל, זהו זה.
From every second, every day, from all the sounds that comes my way, and from the star that shines above.
La 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 la.
And from the wind that sing a song, and from that friend who walks along, to wish you nothing will go wrong.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Go with us, go with us, go with us to the sea, to the thrilling and wild open water.
אל השמש הזאת, לרוחות העזות, כי הים לכולנו פתוח. אלינו, אלינו, אלינו לים, אל הים המלאיב הפרוע.
When it will open up above my head, I won't be scared, won't be afraid. אני לבד והמצנח שיפתח, שיפתח, שיפתח עליי, עליי.
Joining us tonight is a special guest, former IDF Ensemble member, Israeli pop phenomenon, and now star of Broadway's smash hit musical Chicago, Shiri Maimon.
כוכב זורח המהל כוכב זורח המהל כוכב זורח והזמן כמו גומי מתמרח ליל שבת בלי טעם ובלי ריח והשקט את הלב קורע איזו מין שלווה ולא עושים שום דבר איזו מין שלווה ועוד שבוע
מחר אולי נפליג על הספינות מחוף בלחת חוף שנהר ועל המשחטות הישנות יטעינו תפוחי זהב כל זה אינו משל ולא חלום זה נכון כאור בצהריים כל זה יבוא מחר אם לא היום ואם לא מחר ואם עוד לא מחר ואם עוד לא מחר אז מוחרתיים מוחרתיים ישראל חי
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
כל עוד בלבב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומייה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים.
Tonight's Master of Ceremonies is a 5-time Billboard Magazine Award winner, known for her unprecedented success holding the #1 on-air position in the New York radio market, and known for being the voice of the FIDF. Please welcome to the stage, Valerie Smaldone.
Well, let's keep it going for Shiri Maimon, the IDF Ensemble, Cantor Hershtik, and the Joint Base McGuire and IDF Honor Guards. What a treat and an honor to hear them perform. Welcome, everybody. I am so delighted to be with you for tonight. As you may have heard, I've been the voice of the IDF for many, many years, sitting way up there in the balcony in the dark. Nobody could see me, narrating all the transitions that you hear. But tonight, I'm finally face to face with you in the light. Delighted to be with you all in this very beautiful 70th celebration. 70 years ago, 1948, Kiss Me Kate just opened on Broadway. 33 1/3 albums just began spinning. The Marshall Plan to rebuild post-war Western Europe was approved. The Soviets blockaded Berlin and kicked off the Cold War. And a people persecuted, dispersed, unwelcome too often for too long, found their way home at last. A place to flourish and a land to defend. Before we celebrate 70 years of heroes and hope, before we honor the soldiers who protect Israel and Jews worldwide, let's take a moment to offer a special thank you to a few dignitaries in our audience whose generosity and support has provided hope, purpose, and life-changing support for the heroes of the IDF. Starting with Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Danny Danon, along with Israel's Consul General in New York, Danny Dayan, the chairman of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations and FIDF Chairman Emeritus, Arthur Stark. I'm also delighted to acknowledge members of our FIDF family, beginning with Chairman of the Board, Peter Weintraub, President Bobby Cohen, Chairman Emeritus Larry Hochberg, and Marvin Josephson, as well as all the National Board members here tonight. We are also most ably led by our National Director and CEO, Major General Meir Klifi Amir. And finally, our Tri-State Executive Director, Galit Brichta. So tonight's program officially opens with words that change the world for the better and forever. In the words of David Ben-Gurion, by virtue of our natural and historic right, and on the strength of the resolution of the United Nations General Assembly, we hereby declare the establishment of a Jewish state in Eretz Israel to be known as the State of Israel. Now, that was May 14th, 1948, and we've been making history ever since. Tonight, we will hear and witness stories about and from heroes, stories that give us all hope for today and hope for tomorrow. Ben-Gurion set the stage for the first 70 years of Israel's history, and here are words from another great Israeli leader looking toward the next. For many generations, we were like a driven leaf, powerless, defenseless, but that is no longer the case. The current Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu.
To all the friends of the IDF, greetings from Sderot HaNegev, that's right near the Gaza Strip. Soldiers of the IDF are here defending the country. The soldiers of the IDF are everywhere defending Israel. And you're everywhere defending them or helping them defend us. I want to thank you for that, because the great difference in our history has been the capacity of the Jewish people to control their destiny, which means self-defense. This is what the State of Israel did for the Jewish people, and this is what our army does for our future. So you are helping shape and ensure the Jewish future. I want to thank you for what you've been doing. I want to thank you for what you continue to do. Thank you on behalf of the soldiers of Israel, and thank you on behalf of the people of Israel.
We are so grateful to Prime Minister Netanyahu for sending us his personal message. And even with the current escalation in Israel, the fact that the Prime Minister took the time during his security briefing in Gaza to send his wishes truly demonstrates the importance and appreciation that he and Israel's citizens have for the FIDF and for each one of you who is here tonight, united in solidarity with Israel and the soldiers of the IDF. They say a great rabbi is someone who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. Wisdom, vision, and action are baked right into the very DNA of tonight's dinner chairman. Please join me in welcoming FIDF National President and Chairman-elect, Peter Weintraub. Peter?
So far, so good, huh? Thank you. Thank you, Valerie. Bruchim habayim, everybody. Welcome to this amazing celebration tonight. It is truly, you can applaud, it's a great event. It's truly a privilege to be here tonight, to have so many friends of the IDF sharing your hearts, your souls, in such a meaningful and real way. And it's a privilege to have heroes like you're going to see, who risk everything to bring hope to Israel now and forever. And right now, our heroes are being put to the test once more. I cannot continue without addressing what happened last night. 2 rockets were launched from Gaza. 1 landed in the sea, 1 on a home in Beersheba. The home was badly damaged. But thank God the mother and her 3 children living there were not hurt. In shock, but safe. The mother, Miri Tamano, said, "I may not have a home, but I have 3 children, and each is the whole world to me." As our guest of honor, Chief of Staff Eisenkot, was en route from Washington to New York to join us tonight, and we found out at 9:30 or 10 o'clock last night that he was urgently called back by the Prime Minister's office. So tonight it is more important than ever that we demonstrate our ongoing support and solidarity with the soldiers of the IDF. As we honor the heroes able to be with us tonight, we cannot forget the thousands more in the field and on the front line protecting every inch of Israel as we speak. I am reminded, some of you may be old enough to remember with me, of Yehoram Gaon's classic song, Lo Nafsik Lashir. We will never, ever stop singing. He said, Ma la'asot, zot artseinu hayechida, od yiyeh tov, ve'ein zo agada. What can I say? This is the only land that we have. It will be okay. And that's not a lie. It's not a dream. And so, as we continue to mark Israel's 70th anniversary, let us remember what we are fighting for. Let us recall how in 1948, Israel became a reality, a place you could actually point to on the map. But more than that, Israel became a family, a place of kibbutz galuyot, of the ingathering of all those in exile finally brought home. At last, fields in which to plant our hopes and our dreams. And it should be no surprise that the birth of Israel coincides with the birth of the IDF. Because, as the events of these past 24 hours remind us, when you have a family and a home, you need that home to be protected. 70 years of growth and achievement means 70 years farther removed from the horrors of the Holocaust. 70 years means fewer survivors to share their stories. That is why FIDF created the Witness in Uniform program, Edim Bamadim. FIDF sends delegations to Poland and Germany and has a delegation there right now visiting Poland. They are visiting Auschwitz and the Buchsina forest, which was the killing field of more than 800 children. Here is a short video of our soldiers this morning singing the Song of Hope. In a few months, we will have another FIDF delegation to Poland, and from Poland to Israel. It is an unprecedented, unparalleled experience in Jewish solidarity to fly from Krakow aboard an Israeli military jet into the beautiful Air Force base in Israel, something that is hardly imaginable, and nobody could have thought of that certainly 70 years ago. Please think about joining us in April. The mission will be led by our national president-elect, Bobby Cohen. I led the one last year, he the year before, me the year before that. We sort of flip-flop. And it will be an extraordinary experience. This is a part of the program where I was given a small introductory speech to give about a special person in the room tonight. But I'm not going to read what's on the words that were given to me, because this person is so exceptional for what he has done that his actions speak volumes, much more than any words of praise. For 4 years, our national president, 4 years, our chairman, 4 years, chairman emeritus, and then 3 years returning as chairman, Arthur Stark has showed us what leadership on the highest level is all about. And even though we're a little bit upset with you, Malcolm Hoenlein from the Council of Presidents, who stole Arthur to become your new chairman, leaving a vacancy in the chairmanship in our organization, which thankfully I'm filling, so I'm not too angry with Malcolm. We are so pleased that Arthur will continue his leadership with FIDF, again as chairman emeritus. We have a special honor, a special gift to Arthur tonight, that 2 soldiers, you know what, I'm gonna come down, Arthur, I'd like to be with you, okay? So 2 soldiers are there ready to give a gift, but I wanna come down and give it with you as well, okay? Hold on a second. Just like the Oscars, okay. All right, Arthur, congratulations. We can applaud again. Arthur Stark, ladies and gentlemen. Arthur Stark. Sylvia, join us.
And Ellen. Ellen, come.
Thank you, guys.
Photo op.
Photo op. We have to. Thank you so much.
Okay, you present it to Arthur.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're not going to talk, huh? Say a word.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Mayor. I have to say, it's obvious I'm not chairman anymore, because if I was, I would never have allowed this to happen. But really, we're here to thank the soldiers, thank all of you for all your support, without which none of this is possible. So thanks to all of you for all that you do. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. As I mentioned before, Chief of Staff Eisenkot was called back to Israel, and so he cannot deliver the words of welcome that he had prepared, but he has sent in his place Major General Mickey Edelstein, the military attaché to the United States, a very, very close friend of Arthur Stark personally and of the FIDF. So let's welcome Major General Mickey Edelstein.
Good evening, dear friends. I'm here, as been said, on behalf of Lieutenant General Gadi Eisenkot, who, due to the developments in the operational situation, had to unexpectedly leave back to Israel last night. From the time we spent together in the US, I can tell you that Lieutenant General Eisenkot was eager to meet and thank you personally and be here tonight with you all. He therefore asked me to deliver his personal words here tonight. Good evening. It is an honor to me to be here with you, our true friends who decided to stand side by side with the IDF. As a commander of the Israel Defense Forces, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you have done and continue to do to support our soldiers. This year we marked 70 years of the founding of the State of Israel and the IDF. In 70 years, our country has developed and strengthened. We can pride ourselves with one of the world's greatest militaries. Over the years, the IDF stood strongly in the face of all the challenges and protected the independence of the State of Israel on the merit of our technology, intelligence, and operational capabilities. But above all, thanks to the commitment of our commanders and soldiers. These young men and women who came from all the corners of the Israel society and the diaspora are the true source of our strength. Your generous support makes the tremendous impact on the IDF spirit and the prosperity of the Israel society in general. On behalf of the IDF, I want to thank you again for your ongoing great dedication through the FIDF. Tonight, I would like especially to thank Arthur Stark, the former national chairman of the organization, a man who knows the IDF from up close, not only through his volunteering work for this cause, but also by being a father with silver parents of two sons who served as combat soldiers in the paratrooper brigade. Thank you, Arthur, my friend, and we presented you a small gift from Lieutenant General Eisenkot that can not define exactly what your contribution, but we want to thank you for all you have done, and General Eisenkot want to wish you success in your next very important role. And to you, Peter, Toda, good luck and all the best. It is a very meaningful and symbolic to come here after meeting with my counterparts in Washington. It is very clear that our partnership with the US military and the friends of the IDF are stronger than ever. At the beginning of the new year, of the Hebrew New Year, let us continue together to promote the security of Israel. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ואמרו אמן. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for your continuous support to the IDF. ערב טוב.
Thank you so very much. The IDF has always been at the forefront of Israeli innovation. For instance, the high-speed Eitan armored personal carrier in action, the remote-controlled mini Typhoon weapon station, the world's first high-energy laser weapon system, Iron Beam, and of course, Iron Dome. But advanced technology is only a part of the solution. To predict and prevent unrest and instability, Israel has always turned to its unique military partnership with the US. Building on the unbreakable bond forged with that first UN vote, Israel and the US have continued to share strengths, intelligence, and technologies. And since 2001, they've held joint US-Israel ballistic missile defense exercises known as Juniper Cobra. However, they raised the bar for cooperation in 2018. Let's take a look at this video.
The Israeli Air Force is by far the strongest air force in the Middle East. Israel is keeping a technological advantage above all our enemies. We're a small country. We've got many enemies around us. So over the years, we have always bought and have been given by the US the most advanced technologies. One of the technologies is the F-35, the jet or the plane that's here behind us, which is the most advanced aircraft in the world. I'm a pilot on the F-35, and it really feels as if you're holding the future in your hands and gives the IDF a lot of confidence. The alliance between the US and Israel is a very close relationship.
This relationship is so important to our government and our U.S. Department of Defense. It's a mission that we know is vital to not only our countries, but to the world.
Every 2 years we have the General Cobra as a big exercise when we have thousands of Israeli troops and thousands of American troops shoulder to shoulder, training together, training operational capabilities, operational planning. Ballistic missile defense is one of the best examples for this. It's based on things that were developed in the US, some capabilities that were developed in Israel, and together they gave us what we have nowadays, which is the Arrow, the David Sling, Patriot, and the Iron Dome.
During Juniper Cobra 18, we made ourselves better in our operations, we made ourselves better in our command relationships, so it's hugely valuable every time we come.
It's our great partner, allies, United States of America, will stand next to us to defend the state of Israel. It's emphasized the great and the deep relationship between our two states.
Israel and the IDF have no greater friend on the face of the earth than the United States military.
Both countries fighting for the same values, for freedom and for democracy.
Obviously, the mission of the FIDF is important to the IDF, and anything that's important to the IDF is important to us.
The FIDF and the IDF, at the end of the day, it's a friendship, and friends help each other when they meet, and that's what we feel from the US.
Please welcome Head of the Strategic Division of the IDF Planning Directorate, Brigadier General Tal Kalman.
Working together, side by side, takes a high degree of understanding, communication, and friendship. But fighting together takes that to a whole new level. When you are risking life and limb together, everything depends on mutual values and trust. While we have both served side by side in the past, this last year has marked a whole new level of joint engagement between Israel and the US via two major milestones. First, the new F-35I, the Israeli version of the most advanced fighter jet in the world. We have achieved operational capability and are flying missions daily. This is hard evidence of America's commitment to maintain IDF superiority in the Middle East. Secondly, for the first time ever, IDF and American soldiers are risking their lives together on a base in the south of Israel on Israeli soil. I want to acknowledge some of the soldiers from the joint forces that we have with us here tonight. Will all former and current soldiers of the IDF and American forces please stand? I salute you all. This evening, I want to share with you the story of a young female officer, the only female Patriot Battery Air Defense commander. In her young but already celebrated career, you will see that she has not only aimed high, but she's aimed well. She makes me very proud, and she will make you even prouder. Please direct your attention to the screens, please.
My name is Or. I'm 23 years old. I'm a captain. I'm the only female commander of a Patriot missile battery. Under my command, there are 60 soldiers. We have threats from Lebanon, Iran, and Syria. A few months ago, our system detected a UAV, an unmanned aerial vehicle. We have a target that came in and passed the border. I knew that the target can hurt people. We heard the boom of the rocket. I was really happy, but I remember that I need to be focused. I need to be ready for the next mission. 2 weeks later, our system detected another target that was bigger. It was a jet, a Syrian jet, that came into our aerial space to shoot down a jet with a man. It's not an easy decision. It was obvious to me because we won't let our enemies get into Israel. I told my officer to launch 2 Patriot missiles. After a few minutes, the jet crashed in Syria. The Air Force commander awarded the battery for their success in the shooting down the jet. We have the best in technology behind us. Patriot saves lives of the people in Israel. That makes me feeling very important to my country and to my family and to my friends. We 24/7 need to be ready to make sure that Israel is safe.
Only in Israel. Please welcome Patriot Battery Commander Captain O.
Thank you. Chamesh, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many seconds does it take to make a decision that no one has had to make in 30 years? My name is Captain Or, the only female commander of a Patriot battery. Thank you. Making split-second life and death decision every day, every night, week after week is what we do. And for me, for the time I was a little child, I knew I wanted to join the IDF and protect my country. I grew up in the IDF. My father is a retired paratrooper, and my brother started there, and now is a major. My uncle Barry was a commander in the Golani Brigade. When I was 14, my dream finally came true. I started military boarding school. I came home that day wearing my uniform for the first time, but instead of smiling to see me, my mother started crying. That very day, my uncle was shot and killed by a Lebanese sniper. My first day in uniform was my uncle's last. When I saw my mother's face, the sadness, I said to myself, I will bring the light back into her eyes. Today, my troops and I operate the American-made Patriot system, which is the first line of defense on the north border. Every single time I put my uniform on, I'm proud to remember my uncle's spirit and his legacy. Proud to be a soldier in the IDF protecting Israel and America. And my mother is proud of me because I am one of the best Patriot shooters in Israel. I continue to serve so that no one ever has to see such sadness in their mother's eyes. Thank you.
to meet you.
Thank you.
So the most difficult decision any soldier must make is having to take a life, to protect a life. And in the face of such a choice, we are so proud of the strength and courage of someone so young as you, Captain Orr, what you have exhibited.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Staff Sergeant Bar. I'm 21 years old, a paramedic along the border with Syria. Every night, the IDF soldiers risk their life to help Syrians across the border to be treated in Israel. Every day, I put on my scarves over my uniform and face the very best of humanity and the very worst. The worst is easy to see in Syria's civil war. Brutal, pointless, heartless. Even for someone like me, who sees the damage done to soldiers every day, it's still like a fresh wound to have to see the pain and fear in the faces of innocent men and women, and worst of all, children. They're just people like you and me, living in a point-blank hell of civil war, caught in the crossfire, hit by IED missiles, burned inside and out in chemical attacks. A few months ago, they rushed in a seriously injured 4-month-old baby. A baby. Now, I'm a paramedic, so I must tune out the world and put all my focus on this patient. But this time, I was stopped. You wanna know who stopped me? The baby's mother. Wanna know why? Because at that moment, she was more terrified of handing her baby over to an Israeli, me, than having it die. And it's not her fault. It's what she was taught. It's why she was so afraid to get on an Israeli helicopter, even to save her baby. We explained it to her, calmed her down, and thank God it wasn't too late. The operation was a success. I was relieved to see the baby's vital signs were fine. I was just as relieved to see the mother's face turn from fear to understanding and then to joy. I told you the worst. This is the best. This is what Operation Good Neighbor does. It turns hateful into grateful, and it turns enemies into heroes, into friends, one patient at a time. And no matter, thank you. And no matter what hole we face, the joy we see on the face of a grateful parent or patient makes it all worthwhile. And when they return home, fully treated, with new clothes, medicine, food, wheelchairs, and in one case, we even sent home a little girl with 3 months' supply of insulin. Well, I know Arabic well enough to know that telling everyone that it was Israel that helped them. I'm unbelievably proud to know that of all the people in the world, the ones they expected the least from are the ones that help them the most, the men and women of the Israel Defense Forces. Thank you.
Sergeant Orr, thank you. They're all so young. It's amazing. Wow. Well, even before the founding of Israel, women were already an important part of its military might. I think we should applaud that. I think this is a moment. Now, barely 3 months after independence, mandatory service began for single and married women without children. So here's a question. What happens when you add women to the IDF? Well, you get twice the intelligence, twice the bravery, and twice the number of heroes. Now, here's a story of female warriors that has its roots in many generations of fighters, ending up today with 2 women, mother and daughter, who both bring hope through heroism in different yet equally important ways. Here we go, let's take a look.
When the war started, I was 20 years old. I was the commander of the Brigade 14, women soldiers, which was a tank unit. We were located in the second line of the Suez Canal. After a few hours of war, the Egyptians came, and most of my unit tanks were destroyed, with many soldiers killed and wounded. Many of the soldiers were burnt. After the war, every city had an officer to go to the families. These families were very angry. They didn't want to see anybody from the army. Coming as a woman, at that days, we weren't fighters like today, so they allowed me to come and to talk. I started to go to the families of the wounded soldiers, then I went to the families that we knew that the son was killed, and then I went to each and every family of the missing in action soldiers.
Because of Dina's actions, creating a new role in the IDF, coordinating treatment of casualties, earned Dina the highest decoration of the Chief of Staff Citation. Today, Dina's daughter Or serves as a major in the mixed-gender Caracal Battalion that guards the Israel and Egypt border.
Almost every day, smugglers trying to pass the border. We never know what they're trying to pass. It can be drugs, but it can be also weapons. Our mission is to stop them.
In 2014, under Or's command, her lookout soldier alerted her with a situation of 3 jeeps full of men with bags in Egypt speeding towards the border.
I told my driver and my radio man to get into the car and to drive as fast as we can. We arrived to the spot. We were 3 of us, and at the other side was something like 25 people. All of them was with guns. They started to shoot over us, so I tried to fire back.
Or and her 2 soldiers took on 23 armed terrorists in the battle.
It was a crazy situation. After something like 5 minutes, the area was quiet. Some of them killed, some of them was wounded.
Moments later, the men shot at the soldiers from another area with machine guns and an RPG.
The radio man looked at me and told me that he got wounded. I crawled to him under fire and I pushed him to a safe place. And when I put out his vest, I've done like this with my hand, and then my hand just flew away. I felt like it was a rock or something that hit me, but I saw that I was wounded too, and all my hand was covered with blood.
Within a couple of minutes, several Israeli forces came and helped end the situation. And they took Or and her radio man to the hospital by helicopter. After 2 difficult months of rehab, Or rejoined her battalion, and then IDF officer Dina Ben Yehuda proudly presented her daughter, Or, with the Chief of Staff's citation, 40 years after she received it.
I always heard about Grandpa and Grandma from you and Dad and your service in the Army and what you've done in Yom Kippurim War. Now, when I am a soldier and I'm a commander in the Army and I have children, I understand what you've done and how important it was. I'm very proud of you.
I'm very blessed to have a child like you. When I was in the Army, in the Yom Kippur War, I always wished I could have done what you did. Save the life of the soldiers that I served with. And I'm very proud that when you had the chance to do it, you did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chief of Staff Honorees, Professor Dina Ben Yehuda, and her daughter, Caracal Battalion Captain, Or Ben Yehuda.
Our family have been fighters for generations because we had to be, fighting persecution in Europe and Iraq, fighting for the independence of Israel, and unfortunately, going on fighting until today. I was just a 20-year-old girl when the Yom Kippur War hit, but I knew the following: כל המציל נפש, כאילו הציל עולם ומלואו. Saving a single life is like saving a whole world. We work to save life with just pencil and paper, writing down every radio message, list of times, places, names. We work to save lives by walking battlefields, finding the living and the lost. And if we could not save every soldier, at least we could save their families from the pain of not knowing.
There was no IDF casualty officer before my mother created the position. She followed her instincts. She did what was right. I spent 2 months recovering from bullet wounds. What got me through it was knowing that in the battlefield, I also follow my instincts. I also did what was right. And my soldiers and I are alive today to tell the story. I learned courage and wisdom from my mother, and I know from experience, women can successfully fight and defend Israel. I believe more women will get the chance to fight and to lead. More hearts, more heroes, more of us to help bring to an end the fighting.
Fighting and winning wars makes us all face what frightens us the most. It makes stronger soldiers, and as a physician, it makes me a better healer.
The IDF has been fighting
for generation after generation.
So the stories the next generation tells won't be about war, but about
peace. Thank you very much.
Two generations, two women, two heroes, one hope for peace in our lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, Dina and Or Ben Yehuda. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've heard it said that there are no atheists in the bunkers. No matter our level of religiosity, no matter how we pray or whether we pray at all, we know that we pray for the well-being of our soldiers. To sing the prayer honoring those whose lives are spent in the bunkers and on the front lines, we call upon Cantor Netanel Hershtik of the Hampton Synagogue to lead us in Misha Berach, the prayer for the well-being of the soldiers of Israel.
שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל. הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל. הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל.
הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשי ידיהם. May the Holy One send healing and help to the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces, protect them, preserve them from all harm in their lives. Thank you.